The Pacific Championships, we have Tonga coming in with a very young squad and a very young expected side. Regardless, man, I think they're going to win this thing. I've just got them winning. I know, Bergs. I know I'm a bit of a believer. Tonga's going to win it all.
Yeah, look, to be fair, they've got a lot of guys coming in with some great form. I think Robert Toya was outstanding this year, Isaiya Katoa, and definitely one of the form playmakers in the competition. And we also got the turncoat, Stefano Utokumanu, switching from Samoa to Tonga. I mean, maybe he's seen something that I haven't, but yeah, I'm keen to see how they perform. I think Tonga have been really on the cusp of doing something special for a number of years now, but are they going to achieve it in this Pacific Championship? So we're just going to see the Kiwis take it over. That's
no. Samoa or Tonga?
It's now you've got Samoa or Tonga time.
I've got Tonga. Let's go through this team list here first, though. So this is an expected team list. It could change. There's a few things I might change actually about this one as well, but let's go through it anyway. So Leah Hopewadi at fullback, most likely there. Dan Tupou, Paul Alamotti on the wings, all class. Tupou, fourth highest try scorer ever. Alamotti from some sensational form in the finals. We got Kola and Toya in the centers there. Halves, Isaiya Yongi stepping into the halves most likely, and Isaiya Katoa in the halfback spot, who was sensational this year. Forward pack, Adam Fanua-Blake in the front row with Stefano Utokumanu. We've got Jason Taumalolo at lock there, rounding that out. And on the bench there in that middle forward rotation, Mo Fodawaker is going to need to be good. And Felice Kafusi forecast to be that other middle forward there. Edge back row, Leka Halasima, Eli Katoa. Good luck containing those guys. I don't think anyone's going to. And on the bench here, Sonny Luke could provide that injection there. And Sua Wong most likely as well. Now, Finafuiaki could be in the picture. There's a few other backs who could be in the picture as well. But it's a mean side, man. Like, it's a very mean side, very explosive. Some very strong defense here too. You know, you add Rob Toya there. I think defensively, this is one of the better sides in the Pacific Cup. So I'm backing them, man.
Yeah, I still worry about their creativity, especially from the halves point of view. I mean, I think Isaiya Katoa had a great year this year. There's no doubt about that. And I think that his season kind of went a little bit ajar once Cody Nikorima went down. Cody Nikorima played so well off the back of him that I think Katoa really struggled during that period of the year. When
Nikorima, a more ball-running, creative, exciting six, like Isaiya Yongi, who has
Isaiya Yongi, I want you to tell me, if you can, how many try assists did Isaiah Yongi have this year?
Isaiya Yongi had heaps of try assists this year. He racked them up.
I don't think he
cut out ball, short ball. There was a game where Moses wasn't playing. He kicked for himself.
You're saying that he's got multiple balls in his game?
I think he's got at least 3, which is more than average. So
interesting.
Yeah, no, I think Yongi's running game is going to be good. And look, Yongi can play the channel there. Isaiya Katoa is going to be the lead half. But the thing is, he's got all the weapons. Like a bit of early ball to Rob Toya, a bit of early ball to Tolu Kola.
You wouldn't think that Lolo here would play 5'8"?
He hasn't made the squad. So no, I don't think so. I think Yongi is better than Lolo here in most ways.
Togia, like in King Togia. Is that who they've got?
He could be an option, but I've got him on the extended bench in my forecast here. I just think you need to get Yongi into the team. And what do? You maybe move Hopewadi to the wing. You got to take out. You're not taking out Alamotti on the form he's been on. You take out Dan Tupou. He's been fantastic.
Dan Tupou is Tonga's all-time leading try scorer, so I don't think that they would take him out of the side.
He's nearly the league's leading try scorer, but it's a good side, man. And I want to talk to you about a few things that I think are going to be hot in this tournament.
There's no Fainu brothers in here either, which is interesting.
First up, good luck stopping these boys. You will not stop Tonga in this tournament. Post-contact meters is what I want to talk to you about here. Adam Fanua-Blake, number 1 in the league for post-contact meters, 1,900. The next best was Payne Haas with 1,600, so it wasn't even close. There's not a guy who drags defenders forward like Adam Fanua-Blake. I'm just going to really hammer this point.
Why can't he play for New South Wales? Because Stefano's played for New South Wales. He's played for Samoa and Tonga, and he's played for New South Wales.
Get your blue out of this. Sorry, you're pro Samoa, you're pro Blues. We're talking about Tonga here. Now let me go through. Eli Katoa, number 4 in post-contact meters here. 1,500. He was a machine.
That's surprising considering he plays second row, I think a position that isn't really commonly associated with taking that many runs.
His run meters were off the charts. And when Hughes went out, he was actually better.
I think you could argue that he was Melbourne's best player this year. He's fantastic. Even in the grand final, I thought he was outstanding in the grand final as well.
I still can't believe the Warriors gave him up and he went across.
I don't know how he's going to put up post-contact meters through all the tiers that he's had to.
Oh, is Jeremiah
shoot.
Nana going to stop him?
Well,
is that the call?
Isaiya Katoa will be blinded by his own tears on the back of
Isaiya Katoa's going to kill it, mate.
Comp.
And then Dan Tupou, 5th place, surprising again, but nearly 1,500 post-contact meters there for Tupou. So they're just guys who, like this team is full of dudes who just going to drag you forward. And the other guys they got in the team, like guys like Kohler, and there's very explosive sort of ball running there too.
Yeah, real breakout year for him, I thought. I've always loved Tolu Kohler. I think, in drafts, in Supercoach and things like that, maybe gotten on in a little too early. I think this year he just decided to back himself more. Something that I think I've wanted him to do for a couple of years. They got him some early ball, and then he really showed off his pace has always been there, but his tackle breaking ability, I think he's filled out a little bit more, and he's become harder to tackle as well, and the footwork is always on display.
Yeah.
I don't love I still think he's a great fullback option, though.
If
are we going to get into that discussion?
Look, if I was selecting the side, I'd be taking him at fullback. I love him so much at fullback. I'd go Alamotti to center in that spot and Leo Hopewadi to the wing. So I wouldn't take anyone out, put anyone in. I would just say that's probably the play I'd make. And it's really just to add that creativity and that explosive attack. And you look at the way Isaiya Katoa plays at the Dolphins, he doesn't need his fullback to be,
Tolu Kohler is
right?
He's very hammer-like.
Well, Tolu Kohler, I consider him very Trey Fuller. Right? Because Fuller just runs hard and fast. Like that's all he does, right? And Fuller's dominated next to Isaiah Katoa. So I'd personally put him in there. I just think he's got such upside. But Yongi's in that 6th spot. Hopewadi is 20 years old. So I don't think you have to have him at fullback. I think you put him on the wing. But regardless, they're going to have all those weapons there. I think Kohler gets a bunch of ball here. For Isaiah Katoa, though, the most dangerous man on the planet with a football. That's I'm waiting for you to laugh. But he is an absolute weapon.
It's a career year for him to this point.
Cracker of a season.
20, 21?
He's young as. But he's coming to this year, and these are stats from the NRL, so full league there. 1st place in the league in line engagements. So he's a guy who digs into the line and creates space for his outside men. And we saw Connolly Lemuelu racking up tries. Like we saw Herbie Farnworth have a career year. He feeds the outside men like no one else.
I think the line engagements thing to me is the biggest disparagement in stats as well, because the next highest was Nico Hines, and he had 170 to Katoa's 246.
Bloody hell.
So it's like another 70 more line engagements than the next best person.
Yeah.
So you can tell that the guy, and the way his tempo with the ball for me is the thing you have to watch, because it's not common. And I think that's the reason he was getting a lot of try assists this year. He was throwing stuff at defensive lines that they actually hadn't encountered before or seen that much of. And it's the way he stutter steps. He's got a very signature move where he holds the ball up and then stutter steps through the line. And then that little injection of speed really catches the outside defenders, or you got your A, B, and C defender. You got center and 5'8" really have to be on their game to make an informed defensive decision. But he's so good deceptively that they were having trouble with that all year, and he managed to get space for his outside men, like Herbie Farnworth, like Connolly Lemuelu. And it's
Sacco, Bostock when he was fit, Averillo, they had a crack year.
It's so fun to watch because the kid has so many years ahead of him that you're just like, far out. This guy's going to be a player. And again, another guy who I was probably on a little bit too early.
Yeah, and that converted to stats too. So 3rd in try assist in the league, 5th in line break assists. Like absolutely fantastic. And in a team where Hamiso does steal a few stats, Cody Nickerim, you talked about, steals a few stats. Like Jerry Marshall King takes a few stats. They didn't make the 8. And so it wasn't easy sledding. They had plenty of injuries. They had a whole forward pack, on injury this year, and he absolutely dominated. So I think you look at this team, and historically when we look at Tonga, and the reason I haven't backed them as hard previously, is I look at them and I go, all right, fantastic weapons across the park. I absolutely love that. Who's going to pass them the ball? And Lolohea was the 7, who I like him, by the way. I think he's a fun player, but he's not at Isaiya Katoa's level as a controlling 7 who's going to feed the guys at the right time, the way Nathan Cleary does, the way Mitch Moses does, for example, like really just sort of generaling around the team. So I think Isaiya Katoa is going to unlock everything, and that's where it comes into the try scoring, right? And I've got 5 guys I want to talk to you about here.
5.
Yes.
As many as 5.
Mate, there's just so many. I couldn't pick only a few. So Dan Tupou, number 5 in the league this year in tries. 19 tries in 24 games. You got Tolu Kola. You talked about him breaking out. 17 tries in 22 games for him. Number 7 in the league. Number 9 was Alamotti, who only played 19 games. Wasn't even in the first grade side for part of the year. Dominated in the finals, by the way. If we added those numbers in, it'd be even better. 17 tries in 19 games. And you go to the back row, and the number 1 and number 2 try-scoring back row is in the competition on this Tonga side. Isaiya Katoa and Leica Halasima. And this is without Ola Kawatu in the picture, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I think when Ola Kawatu's in there, he's also a try-scoring phenom.
But I think they're going to be okay. Like these two, especially look, Isaiya Katoa, like we know what Isaiya Katoa does. Anyone who watches this channel knows I just love Isaiya Katoa. But Halasima has had some big moments. Like he's not racking up points in easy games. He's scoring golden point tries from halfway.
That try against the Knights was the
best rookie try.
Yeah, the jewel in the crown of his season was that try. I loved Leka Halasima, and I'm actually ashamed to say that I didn't have him in my rookies to watch for this year either. Wow. So him and Dimitri Valmunga were fantastic for the Warriors. And in a season where you probably didn't expect them to make the 8 or get anywhere near the top 4 where they were for so much of the season, just injuries kind of held them back. But I think Halasima has now earned that starting spot for the Warriors, and I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't get it this year. But I think another strong tournament for him here. If you'd let me finish, mate. Yeah. Another strong tournament for him here.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh no! He's got off the rails verbally and camera-wise.
I know. Yeah, another strong tournament for them here, and I just think that he'd lock down that position, and I still think his defense has a little question marks in it.
He's a young back rower.
Yeah, as you said, he's a young back rower. He take time.
Yeah, they're going to need to feed those guys. But you talk about him, like rookie campaign, fantastic. Rob Toya, we talked about as well.
Yeah,
Isaiah Yongi, like all the rookie of the year candidates are in this side, right? And you look at that, and you look at the youth in this side in general. Let me read out some of these names here that we're expecting in the 17, by the way. So Isaiya Katoa, 21 years old. Isaiah Yongi, 22. You got Tolu Kolas, 23 years old. Rob Toya, I'm going to admit it. He's in a Queensland jersey in that photo. I tried to hide it, but you know what? I can't lie.
It's red enough.
I can't lie. I couldn't find him in a Tonga jersey.
You can find like a Halasima in one either. It's
the red
reddish,
glow of the Warriors.
Reddish.
It's kind of cool.
Warriors jersey.
But he's 21 there, Toya. And then you got Alamotti, who's 20, which is crazy. And
considering what Adamoli has achieved.
I'm shocked the Dogs gave up on him. I still don't understand that.
Like, you'd think that halfway through the season, Penrith gave up on him too, to tell you the truth. I don't know why he spent so much time out.
There must be something off the field because he's so good on it.
Was he injured or like, is it more of an attitude? Is an attitude thing? Maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm very surprised I actually think that this could go against them, to tell you the truth, the youth and virility that's in the team.
I disagree.
But what comes with that is potential mistakes that could be made, some maturity in some big games, big moments as well. Maybe not icing those big moments as well as they probably could have. I think Isaiya Katoa has that experience behind him, but you got to see him lift, right? You got to see him almost maybe have like especially with the World Cup coming up next year, you got to see him try and kind of develop into that player that Luai was the last World Cup. We did a video on Samoa and how good Luai was at the last World Cup in 2022. If Isaiya Katoa can continue that form into next season and then also have the World Cup on the back of it, then he's pretty well on his way to becoming one of the best playmakers in the competition.
I mean, I don't mind your point about, youth is a bit risky and all that sort of thing, but I look at this group and I don't have any concerns. So you go to Isaiya Katoa, I think he's clutch. That we talked about that. Leka Halasima, we just finished talking about golden point tries he scored. Like, he's a back rower. He's had a few of them in his career already. So I think he's clutch. And let me go through these guys here because Rob Toya in Origin got marked up against Latrell. All the talk before the Origin series was, he's going to get cooked by Latrell, blah, blah, blah. He locked him up.
You'd argue as well, guys like Isaiya Yongi were like probably signing of the season.
Shining light in a rubbish Parramatta side the first 10 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
And they came good, by the way, but he
was
good.
And when he got injured, it was very noticeable. Oh, yeah. Because he spent a bit of time out and then I think
Alamotti in the finals, though, great. Hopewadi, Kohler, they turn up every week.
Oh, we get it. They're great. They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of tackle breaking ability. Again, I just worry about, and I think from Isaiya Katoa's point of view, he's going to have to do all the kicking. Is that going to be a burden on him where he's not going to be able to have those impactful ball playing plays?
I don't think it's a problem because he plays next to Cody Nikarima, who doesn't really kick. So, Cody is, I think Cody plays the same way that Yongi's going to play in that 6 jersey. And Yongi's going to be a bit different. I think a bit more physical, a bit more effective as a ball runner.
Why isn't Cody
a little bit
New
less
Zealand? Cody Nikarima should be the 5'8" for New Zealand.
Cody's fantastic. No disrespect on Cody.
Why isn't he in the New Zealand side?
Maybe it's a
over Dylan Brown. I actually think he should be in there over Dylan Brown. But anyway,
Dylan and Foz are both great defensive halves, so maybe that's the play.
Anyway, you back to Isaiah.
Yeah, no, look, I just think he can do it. I think he can do it, and you're right. The pressure is there because we talk about all these pieces around him. Katoa's then going to need to be fantastic, and he was fantastic all year this year. He's going to need to keep on doing it, and I just think Longy, Leah Hopewadi, these guys are going to have to throw a few punches of their own for it to work.
How are they? So in the last 7 games they've played, international games, Tonga, they've won 1 of those games.
How many of those games did they have a premier halfback?
Isaiah Iongi was part of the team. I think this is 2022.
He was
Isaiah
very
Katoa,
young.
Sorry,
he's a different guy.
He's definitely very young.
He's been a different guy this year.
Actually, his second game that he ever played for Tonga, they beat the Cook Islands 92-10. So, and he kicked 14 goals that day.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean, like, no matter how young he was, I think he would have been 18, 19 at the time. He's still putting out some pretty classy numbers.
Yeah, no, look.
But what I do worry about them, and this is one of my big points as well, is that playmaking ability. And can Katoa roll on from this year? Because at the last World Cup in 2022, their best, I guess, ball player was Moses Suli, who topped the try assist count with 4 try assists. So
it's kind of my whole point, though. My whole point here is we've talked about them having all these weapons, and they haven't had the guy to unlock it previously. So I think the historical records, you can kind of write them off because they haven't had that halfback. Like you look at teams without their premier halfback, and they just go off the rails in Clubland. It's the same.
2022 tournament included Isaiya Katoa
pre-debut in the NRL. Isaiya Katoa. Also, Isaiya Katoa statistically and from the eye test, every year of his career has made massive leaps. He's played 3 years in the NRL. Completely different guy every single year he's played. Like even looking at him last year, or
I glazed him earlier. Yeah. So
I just don't think anything before this year can be used against Katoa. And I think Yongi is an upgrade at 6 as well. Like I really think that this halves combination has what they need to beat the field here.
Well, they're actually okay. So again, I think maybe a point that we could go back to as well is the youth point that I made. I was really hoping you'd go there, but you kind of didn't. I think it's guys like Isaiya Katoa who are 21, but he's also been playing for 3 years.
Yep,
he's been the halfback for the Dolphins.
Kohler's in that boat.
Kohler has been playing for 3 years. Identified very young. Toya has already played Origin, so these guys have experience in big games. And I think coming into a competition where I actually think that it's them or Samoa. I don't think that New Zealand are part of this conversation at this stage. Do you see once they get into the rhythm of things, do you see them wiping the floor with both of these teams, or are they going to make it very close?
Oh, I think their game against Samoa is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I really want to see it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that
game. I want them both to make the final.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Look, I think it's going to be a battle. So New Zealand, you look at their team and you got, Fisher Harris there, guys like Leota as well. Aaron Clark in the middle there. It's just very workman-like middle forward rotation. We talked about the halves there, Foran and Dylan Brown. They're not the most explosive compared to a Jarom Hughes, but defensively very strong. So I think New Zealand should be solid defensively. So they're going to have to really crack them open. And like you said, there's going to be a bit of pressure on these guys. So Yongi hasn't played a lot of halves he hasn't played that much at all in first grade. They're going to jam up on him. Yeah. Especially Dylan Brown's trained against him before, right? So they're going to know sort of what's going on.
Yeah, what to expect.
Yeah. They'll be under a bit of pressure, and then against, Samoa's middle forward rotation is absolutely incredible. But I think this team is better on the edges. I think they win on the edges. I think they have less chinks in the armor defensively on the edges. So I personally think they kind of sit in the middle there, where they're probably not the best defensive team. I think New Zealand might be slightly better defensively, but I think they win on attack in that game. And against Samoa, I think Samoa's a better attacking team, most likely on paper. But I think Samoa leaks more points than Tonga do. So I think they're going to be competitive games, both 1-12.
Yeah,
fair
enough.
Really good tournament, though. Like, I'm frothing all these matchups. I wish Tonga and Samoa were playing to open it, but
I think it was. I just wish it was weekend at all and just have a 3-game series between Samoa and Tonga. I'd love that.
That would actually be, that would be sweet. And
Okay,
maybe Fiji,
Samoa,
PNG,
Tonga.
and get Cook Islands a game against someone as well. Like, I like they're fun to watch.
Well, the Cook Islands actually have quite a good NRL based squad in this series, and let us know, guys, if you want to see a video about that. But
Kailiro,
Kailiro, Pia Kura is in the team now as well. So got guys like Davey Moale taking steps.
Yeah. Well, mate, Tonga. So they don't play this week, so we don't really have to do a score prediction. So I've got them winning the whole tournament. You've got them coming second, Bergs. So we're pretty optimistic on
losing
Tonga,
Samoa in the final. Unfortunately,
beating Samoa. Now, let us know, guys. Do you think Tonga's going to win it all? Do you back Samoa? Do you back New Zealand? Who are you backing in this one? Any big predictions as well? Drop them in. We'll see you guys there. Cheers, everyone.